Hello, it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight. Headlines. We have the head of state chairs the work of the 12th meeting of the Council of Ministers. The multiple activities to celebrate World Tourism Day. For the international scene, PSG Manchester City poster of Dream and Revenge. Welcome to our newsroom. Under the chairmanship of the Head of State, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, was held the 12th session of the Council of Ministers in Tuesday, September 2021, the Presidency of the Republic. The first issue, draft law on the adoption of the National Disability Strategic 2021-2025 of the Republic of Djibouti. The purpose of this bill is the adoption of the National Strategy of Disability 2021-2025 of the Republic of Djibouti. Since its creation, the National Agency for Persons with Disability has undertaken many projects, including the National Survey on the Prevalence of Disability, which helped determine the prevalence rate of disability at 8.5% of the population. In addition to this work, the agency has also developed the National Disability Strategy. The latter was defined in the perspective of an inclusive development aimed at preventing the exclusion of people with disability from economic and social life through measures likely to reduce the prevalence of disability through a collaborative and inclusive approach. It is also in line with the Vision 2035. Moreover, our country is taking a new step in the implementation of the Convention on the Human Rights of Persons with Disability and the SDG in the 2013 agenda. The 2021-2025 National Strategy, which will serve as a reference framework to guide sectoral interventions in the field of disability, is structured around three main pillars and 12 strategic axes. It is accompanied by an operational action plan for the first 3 years, in which a certain number of activities have been identified by strategic axis. The ambition of this tool is to further promote and protect the right and fundamental freedoms of people with disability in the Republic of Djibouti. The second issue of the Minister of Health, Chris Cross, related to COVID-19. This bill aims to strengthen the legal basis for the management of the health crisis related to the coronavirus pandemic. The outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic has engaged the government in the management of a crisis with multifaceted effects, requiring the adoption of a number of urgent measures on both the health and socio-economic levels. The bill strengthens the legal framework for the management of the health crisis, and it is consequences on the national territories in a holistic manner through the adoption of measures within the scope of the law by regulations. In addition, the bill provides for the establishment of a revised institutional framework to improve the coherence and coordination of structure. Finally, this text is part of the continuity of the national vaccination campaign against COVID-19, which was launched on March 22, 2021, whose the three main objectives are the protection of the vulnerable subject at high risk of severe forms, the reduction of the impact on the disease on healthcare personnel, who ensures the care of patients and guarantee the continuation of the health systems and the optimal monitoring of the implementation phases and post-vaccination follow-up. Given its current level of circulation, vaccination is the most effective weapon to limit the spread of the virus and drastically reduce the morbidity of and mortality attributed susceptible to the disease, including hospitalizations and intensive care. Ministry of Labor in charge of formalization and social protection. The question is a draft decree on the appointment. Mr. Aden Abdi Jama is appointed acting Director General of the Radio Television of Djibouti (RTD). Communication, the Minister of Higher Education and Research reported on his participation in the 65th General Conference of the International Atomic Energy Agency held from 20 to 24 September 2021 in Vienna, Austria. The Secretary General of the Minister of Health, Dr. Saleh Banoita Turab, gave a daily press briefing on Tuesday, September 28. The situation of COVID-19 in Djibouti is as follows: 48 patients declared cured, 795 tests performed, 129 positive cases, and 1 death of patients not vaccinated. The global assessment of the situation of COVID-19 is in Djibouti since the beginning of the pandemic, since 2020. In total, 220,085 tests have been performed, 12,636 people have been diagnosed positive to COVID-19, and 12,045 people have been declared recovered. 167 deaths due to COVID-19 infections have been recorded. Stay vigilant, protect yourself and others. Let's all get vaccinated. The Ministry of Health has just launched the participatory process of the developing the Dar al-Hanan Maternity Hospital project. The purpose of this important instrument is to define the general policy of the institutions over the next 5 years in order to improve performance and accelerate the achievement of the objectives set by the National Health Development Plan. With the support of UNFPA, an internal reflections on the expected improvement was initiated at the Kempinski Palace Hotels in the presence of the UNFPA representative in Djibouti, the Director General of the hospital, and the Director of the International Cooperation of the Ministry of Health, and with the participations of all the health personnel involved in the improvement of mother and child health. A workshop to launch the development of the tourism sector in Djibouti was held this morning at the Center for Leadership and Entrepreneurship. The objective of this event was to promote and know the tourism product and services available in our country, because tourism has been identified as a priority sector in the consolidations of our economy and the emergencies of our nation. The aim of the was to carry out a rapid assessment of the tourism sectors in Djibouti, as well as the preparation of terms of reference for the recruitment of an international firm for the development of this sector. This workshop was attended by the Minister Delegate in charge of Digital Economy and Innovation, Ms. Mariam Hamadou Ali, the Director General of the Center for Leadership and Entrepreneurship, Ubaha Malo, the Director of the ONTD, Mr. Osman Abdi Mohammed. The political orientation is to articulate the development of the current sectors of the economy able to serve the local, regional, and international market must be accompanied by the installations of the capable institution. These observations has given rise to recommendations for the development of tourism and to the promotions of entrepreneurial activities, the implementation of which will be focused on the 6 phases described below in close collaboration with the ONTD and the international firm's partner. In her speech, the Director General of the Center for Leadership and Entrepreneurship support the development of entrepreneurship and the private sector in parallel with the reforms to improve the business climate undertaken in recent years in our country. For her part, the Minister of Digital Development, Mariam Mohammadou Ali, has indicated that these observations has given rise to recommendations for the development of tourism and the promotion of entrepreneurial activities, the implementation of which will be focused on the 6 phases described below in close collaboration with the ONTD and the international partners. The Republic of Djibouti is a phase of economic mutation, not only in the structures of its development pole, but also of its population, with the arrivals on the market of a young population, more and more educated and innovative. As everywhere in the world, the Republic of Djibouti celebrated yesterday, September 27, the World Tourism Day. The theme chosen by the World Organization is Tourism for an Inclusive Growth. Indeed, the pandemic of COVID-19 has had a huge economic and social impact. It has hit both developed and developing economies, and it is the marginalized and most vulnerable groups that have been hardest hit of all. Restarted tourism will help kickstart recovery and growth. It is essential to ensure a broad and equitable distributions of the benefits. It is within this framework that the National Tourist Office of Djibouti organized yesterday a guided tours for the 7th grade students of the middle school of Charles Foucault today at Lekessal, located about 155 meters below sea levels. Lekessal is the lowest point on the African continent and the southeast lake in the world, located in the north of the country. The local population harvests this salt by hand and then sell it incredibly mineralized on the waters of Lekessal. Contains more salt than the Dead Sea and 10 times more salt than the oceans. It is hue navy blue, turquoise, and green contrasts with the white salt crosses present here and there, drawing once again a splendid pictures. It is in this incredible, beautiful, and magnificent places the 7th grade students of Charles Foucault have the pleasure to discover for the first time. And at the microphone of the national television, the students of this told us their feeling of joy to discover for the first time this incredible, beautiful sight. They all intend to tell their parents and classmates about it and to come back, if possible, to revisit with their family. On the same day, we organized an outing to Musha Island for children with special needs as part of the celebrations of the World Tourism Day. The National Tourism Office of Djibouti also organized yesterday a guided tours for the special needs students of the national education to the island Musha. The island Musha is a small corners of paradise, stretches and sounds almost deserted, crystal clear waters and a forest with airs of a vegetable cathedral. It is in these incredible, beautiful and magnificent places that the special needs students have the pleasure of discovering for the first time on national television. Idris Mumin Abdi, the head of the special needs department, and Ms. Roda Ahmed Douale, the coordinator of the ONTD, emphasized the importance of this outing for the special needs students. For her part, the coordinator of this outing, Ms. Roda Ahmed Douale, emphasized the importance of these outings for the special needs students. The Minister of Agriculture, Water Fisheries in charge of fishery resources in collaboration with the IGAD countries and the Sahel Observatory organized yesterday a workshop to launch a DRESS EA project on strengthening the drought resilience of small farmers and pastoralists in the IGAD region. The ceremony was chaired by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Agriculture, Ibrahim Almi, and was attended by the Executive Secretary of the country in the regions such as Sudan, Double Bait Mansour, and Kenya, Dr. Christopher Kipto. OSS, Nabil bin Khatta, and the director of the waters, Mr. Saeed Khairi. For his part, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Ibrahim Almi, said that the Drus EA project aims to increase the resilience of small-scale farmers and livestock breeders to the risks associated with the climate change, mainly those related to drought, through the implementation of concrete adaptation measures. It is with great emotion and consternation that we learn the death of in Ali Sabih today, September 27, 2021, on the late Hassan Okiye Iyabe, born in 1944. The deceased died at noon at the regional hospital, Dr. Ahmed Absi Warsama, following a long illness. The deceased leaves behind him 2 children and grandchildren. The deceased was one of the elders of the and wise old of Ali Sabih, a great patriot, a great emblematic figures and undisputed role models for peace and unity. Following the death of the late Hassan Okiye Yabe, the Minister of Communication in charge of Postal Communication, Radwan Abdullahi Bahdon, the Prefect of Ali Sabih, Musa Adan Migane, the President of the Regional Council, Omar Ahmed Wa'is, the Parliamentarian of the Ali Sabih region, as well as the elders of Asajok, Siri, sent a message of condolence to the families, members, and relatives of the friends of the deceased, Hassan Okiye Yabe, and to the entire Asajok population, mourning the death of one of its greatest wise men of the region. He prayed to God the merciful to grant peace to his soul in his eternal paradise. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. And we have a search notice, a wanted notice is launched to find a little girl called Sumaya Muhammad Musa. The little Sumaya left her homes in Makkah al-Mukarramah around 4 p.m. to indicate her mother's name is Zainab Ahmed Hussein. Anyone who has seen Sumaya is asked to call the following numbers: 77 14 18 and 80. For the international scene, easy in the plane of the championship, Paris Saint-Germain's attacks in the first big climbs of the season with the clashes against its rival Manchester City. Tonight, the second day of the Champions League, revenge of the semi-finalists lost last spring. The famous trio Lionel Messi, Neymar, Mbappe is particularly expected for this appointment, the first summit of the season after 8 victories in 8 league games, especially after a disappointing European debut for the famous trio Lionel Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe, and for PSG in Bruges 1-1, the Argentine genius who missed the last 2 matches of League One for a blow to the left knee is well recovered to meet Pep Guardiola and show place announced Mauricio Pochettino, who will therefore have his ace trios to face the Catalan coach. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.